I'm at,
I
maybe a
understand.
lot of other at.
Okay, that's, and thank you, I appreciate it, but
I mean, it seems like you're getting ahead of yourself, because when I see the number I have,
Okay.
it's what I could possibly sell for today, not what it was even 2 years ago.
Right,
Amen, brother.
exactly.
Okay. So the towns, all right, so these, I want to go through just a few more of the towns. Pittsburgh has 470, they sold 477 homes last year.
Irrelevant what it is today.
Currently, I'm just telling you how many homes sold last year.
Okay, but your next statement is, how many are up for sale right now?
I'm explaining why the market is so hot. It's because there is a lack of homes for sale.
I'm gonna know why my assessment is as high, so we're in a different.
Because the whole goal of the assessment, as I've said, is to reflect the market.
In past.
No, to reflect the market as is.
Then I'm misunderstanding the logic about
The only way that you
the source
can,
of the
the
data.
only way that you can do it on a consistent basis is to collect data from the last 2 years. You can collect data from we're not going to do an assessment based on last month's sales numbers. We don't want to do that. We have to do it based on 2 years to get any kind of consistency. So this is a reflection, and I'm going to get to that point.
Yeah, you finish and you can ask these questions later.
Very nice.
So I'll go through, and I won't bother to go through the numbers. We have Penfield, Perinton, Pittsburgh, Brighton, all of them have a shortage of inventory on the market. And not coincidentally, these are the towns that are falling below 100% equalization. These are the towns that are going to be doing all their reassessments right now. This trend, and here's where the point is, this trend started in 2017. And it really kicked into high gear in 18 and 19. And these are the years that these numbers for this reassessment are pulled from, because those are, the 2 years is a reasonable amount of time to pull numbers for reassessment. That's how it's always done. Now, this real estate agent told me it's not uncommon right now to see sale prices 5, 10, 15, and 20,000 above asking price.
Sir?
Yeah.
I can state one question.
Yes.
I don't understand what you're saying, but my house was assessed $45,000 more. And I got houses all around me that are less, and I have not done any repairs.
Okay. So I'm glad you, before you leave, I want to stress, if you don't think that you could sell your house for what it's assessed at, if you really don't think that you can sell your house based on research that you've done for homes in the neighborhood or like homes, because all the information is out there to do that research, I would encourage you to challenge the assessment. I really do, because we have 17,000 parcels to reassess. There are going to be fluctuations there. So if you truly think that you can't sell it, please gather the information, bring it in and challenge it, and we will love to hear your challenge.
I get the appointment, I just wanted to understand what I'm saying.
I do.
I took pictures and...
That's great. That's really good. I encourage everybody to do that. Anybody who feels that their assessment is much higher than they could ever sell their home for, please get the information, do all your homework, bring it in, and we have informal reviews and formal reviews right after that. Wayne will talk to the process. I just want to finish up, and then Wayne will talk to the process, and we'll take all of your questions. I promise you. I don't think we have to beat a dead horse about how hot the real estate market is right now in Perinton. The homes are literally sitting on the market for 1 to 2 days before they're sold. In fact, I did go to the National Association of Realtors breakfast several weeks back, and the speakers there indicated that while this area does seem to be a little hotter than most, the housing markets across the country are really up. They see people, the reason why is they see people staying in their homes longer, they don't sell their homes, and surprisingly to them, the younger generation, the millennials, they didn't expect to get into houses. They thought that they were going to forego that. Have really kicked it up and started buying more and more homes. So the one thing that my real estate agent did say was, if you have questions, if you have doubts, contact a real estate agent, they'll tell you. And he encourages you to contact a real estate agent, so. Yes,
How's
sir.
new construction factored in?
Pardon?
You're looking at past data of existing real estate. How's new construction factored in?
How is-
New houses that are
The
being
question is,
added?
how is new construction
These are
affected?
new houses that are being added to the
Correct.
next base that you're collecting money from, but it's not in your book.
And I'll let Wayne answer that, our assessor. You're up right now anyway, so Wayne's gonna go through the assessment process. I would ask you just to let Wayne get through the assessment process, and then I'll just have a few closing words, and then we'll take questions, I promise. Thank you very much for your patience, though.
Is the rec center open till 2 a.m.?
It could be by your taxes report.
Hi, good evening. I'm the star of the show. I'm Wayne Pickering. Started here with the town December of not this last year, but a year ago, December. I've been assessor for the town of Mendon for 13 years, the town of Victor for 16 years, and then here for a year and a few months. So, in 2001, before the town of Perinton went to full valuation in 2002, the equalization rate of the town was 9.83%. For the 2002 assessment roll, the town spent $748,985,000.96 on revaluing the entire town, bringing it up to 100% full valuation. Since that time, through different state assessment programs called Maintenance Aid Program, the Annual Reassessment Program, and now the Cyclical Reassessment Program, we have been able to maintain our assessment at 100%, because through those programs, the state allows our equalization rate to fluctuate between, just as long as it's between 95% and 105%, we are assigned an assessment or an equalization rate of 100%. So the town itself is currently made up of 18,144 parcels. 17,387 parcels are residential, 664 are commercial, and we have 5 industrial. So the residential sales are very important, and that's what is mainly drives the equalization rate for the town. In answering this gentleman's question over here, the data for the update is looking at past sales of residential homes, and with a mass appraisal of a whole town doing for the residential, $17,387. You need a large enough database to pull sales from in order to try to get good numbers. I want the assessment to be at what your house is valued, or what the market value is. I don't want it less, I don't want it more. If I have it at 15 and you believe it's at 10, come on in for an informal review. Through my 30 years, I'll take questions at the end. Through my 30 years of doing this, I'm pretty much convinced that you, the homeowner, pretty much know what your house is worth. So with the assessments that I sent out, if you think that it's overassessed, please come on in and let us look at the assessment through the informal review process first. I'd rather look at the assessment now and through the informal process than have you go to the Board of Assessment Review which starts the formal process, because I can change it before the Board of Assessment review, where if after May 1st, when the tentative roll is filed, I can't change it. It has, well, we can get a stipulated agreement, and then I can take it to the board. I'll take questions after I'm done. And then, so please, come on in. I do look at the assessments on an annual basis. If and when the assessment to sales ratio gets down below, or it looks like it's going to be dropping below that 95%, is when I initiate, or it's indication to me that we have to initiate the townwide revale. This, for the 2019 roll, the roll last year, we were at 95.15 or something like that. So we just squeaked over that 95%, so we were able to get our 100% rating. This year, after I analyzed the roll, and it was later confirmed by the state of New York, our equalization rate was going to drop to 92. So that's why I initiated the update. This is the timeline. In March, as you all know, you received your preliminary assessments, and that's just what they are. They're only preliminary. In your letters that I sent out, I would like to have all of the informal reviews. You can request an informal review either by calling the office, and we can put you down for an appointment. And you can come in and sit down. You can do it by email into the assessment office, or you could just write an old-fashioned way and send it in by letter that you would like an informal review. So there's 3 ways you can request an informal review. As part of that, there is, we can give you a list of sales that we use for the last, over the last 2 years that will, like I say, a list of sales. You can research those sales, find homes that are like yours. Don't drive around your neighborhood, you know the streets in your neighborhood, you know what houses are like yours in the neighborhood. See what they sold for, compare. Maybe you'll be surprised that maybe your house is actually worth more than what you actually believe that it is. Now, I will make an announcement here, right here tonight, and Karen doesn't know about this either, that the March 20th deadline, I'll extend that out and I'll be putting it on the website, wherever Mitch is, there's Mitch. I'll put that out a week to March 27th to allow more people to be able to get in for the informal review process. On May 1st, the tentative roll is filed. That's when after that, I can't change the roll without the Board of Assessment review telling me or ordering me to do so. All the property owners that have come in for and requested an informal revaluation review will get a notice of what our decision is from that review. Like I said, in March, everybody got their notice. On May 1st, only the people who come in and ask for an informal review will get a letter at that point. Anybody else who did not come in for the review will not. Their assessment, their preliminary assessment will then go tentative on May 1st. On May 26th, the grievance period starts, which is in front of the Board of Assessment Review. Now, the Board of Assessment Review typically is made up of 5 people from the town. They live in the town. They have to have some knowledge of the real estate values. They're appointed by the town board. They're quasi-board. I don't pick them. I don't control them. You come in, you sit down in front of them, you tell your story, I tell mine, and then I'm bound by their decision. Then mid to late June, depending on how long the Board of Assessment review goes, This year, we will have a second review panel because we're going to be having so many. There will be 2 boards going, so you might only have 3 in one, and 4 in the other, but you will be heard. So depending on how long the Board of Assessment review goes, so mid to late June, the Board of Assessment review decisions will be mailed out to those people who came in to the Board of Assessment review. On July 1st, the final roll is filed, and then from that date, anybody who went to the Board of Assessment review but still disagrees with their assessment, then have 30 days to file a small claims assessment review with the Monroe County. The small claims assessment review is actually a Supreme Court action where you file a petition saying that you disagree. The county appoints a hearing officer, which could be an attorney or a real estate professional. You tell your story, I tell mine, then they make up a decision. So that's 3 chances that you have to have your assessment reviewed. The important point that I want to bring up is you do not need to go for an informal review to go to the Board of Assessment. You can go directly to the Board of Assessment review starting on May 26th. All of your applications have to be in by May 26th by 8 p.m. And then we'll have jury hearings after that. But you can go directly, so you don't need an informal to go to the Board of Assessment review. However, if you want to go and file a small claims assessment review in July, you have to have gone to the Board of Assessment review. So you can make an appointment either by calling the direct line into our office at 223-0885, which is on your sheet that we sent with your assessment change notice, or you by calling the main number of the town hall, 223-0770. You can also go to, for more information, you can go to Perinton.org and go to the 2020 assessment update page. So when I say, stand here and I tell you that I want you to come in for an informal review, I'm not kidding. I want you to come in for an informal review. Like I say, I'd rather review it and have my staff review it than go to the Board of Assessment review where then we don't have any control over it anymore. It goes right to the board. So if you want to
Just a few more, and then we'll have questions. Once again, I just want to thank everybody for coming. I wanted to reiterate one more time, the town wants to get this right. We want to get these assessments where they should be. We want to get them to a point where they are at the market value. That is the whole goal behind this. As I showed you in these previous slides, from a tax levy standpoint, it doesn't give us any more money to spend. It simply doesn't do it. The budget process is a totally separate process. We want to get this right. We want to have a fair assessment throughout the entire town, so that you can look at your neighbor and say, your house is assessed fairly as well as mine, and they're assessed at what we can sell them at. So I will open it up for questions. I'll ask you to come up to the microphone. We have, I'm going to probably have to defer all these questions to our knowledgeable staff. Wayne, you want to go sit down? I'll bring this microphone over there, and we'll answer as many questions as we can get through. Yes, if anybody did not get handouts, we had handouts outside. We may have run out of them. I want to reiterate that our website has an entire page with all of the information that you're getting here on there. You can print it out. So that all that information is available If you can't get to it, call our assessor's office, they will provide you with those sheets as well. So, yes.
I have just a quick question. The informal, for the informal review, you have the information, well, you have to call by March 20th to schedule one. What are the scheduled dates for those informal reviews?
Is this working all right? Okay. Right now, we're filling up March, next week. Anyhow, we're up to Wednesday of next week. And then we've also opened up March 30th, the week of March 30th. And if we have to go beyond that, we will. We do have to end it in the middle of April, somewhere around April 17th, so that we can get all of our paperwork and all of our reviews done, and get everything onto the assessment roll and get the roll down to the county so that they can get it processed and printed back out to us for the May 1st filing. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a corollary to that question. How come the informal review is only scheduled for 10 minutes? Can you get more time if we actually do all the work to come in? What are we doing? Handing it over? What's the 10-minute limitation?
Well, typically in a reassessment year such as this, we anticipate 15% of the population or the homeowners to come in for an informal review. So in order to get everything done, we can't spend a lot of time on the informal reviews.
10 minutes seems like a little
10
very
minutes
narrow,
was,
very narrow time when you're talking about thousands of dollars to the homeowner.
yeah, you'll find that throughout the county, the 10-minute time limit.
That
is-
doesn't matter to me.
Right, but 10 minutes is what we were allotting, and that's the typical norm.
So what will we do actually with that 10 minutes? I'm sorry.
What you will do for your 10 minutes is to present us with your evidence that the assessment, or the assessment does not reflect what the market value is. Now, what you can bring in, we have a handout in that packet, if you've got that packet.